they've gained their independence from Britain.
Hello and welcome to our special coverage of Nigeria at 64. Happy birthday, Nigeria. Happy birthday, Nigerians. It's been a 64-year eventful years. We have made achievement in some areas and we've also had our own challenges. And today we'll be looking at the journey so far. But before we go into the details, let me welcome the gentlemen in the house. I have Mr. Shitu Olaiton. He's a journalist and a politician. I also have the famous Dr. Piper, who is a political activist and a civil society personality. Gentlemen, many thanks for joining me again on the program.
Thank you very much. Always nice to be here. It's a pleasure to always be here.
Thank you very much. Good morning, our viewers. Thank you.
Television.
All right. So before we join some of our friends who are across the country, 64 years down the line, probably if you see a man or a woman of 64 years today, you'll be saying grandmother or grandfather. It's a long journey, isn't it?
Sure.
Yeah.
But how would you describe our 64 years of nationhood? But let me set the record straight. Yes, one thing we've been able to achieve in the last 64 years is our resilience and our collective unity. We can't take that away. Yes, we've had challenges, we've had issues that are capable of dividing us into unity, but we've remained together, gentlemen. So 64 years down the line. So far, so good. Has it been good or has it been a mixed grill?
Well, 64 years. We should be congratulating ourselves. It's not easy to still remain a nation at 64. So no matter how you want to look at it, some people may want to dismiss the entire thing and say, oh, Nigeria is a failed state at 64. We haven't achieved this, we haven't achieved that. But we should congratulate ourselves.
Okay.
64 years of remaining one nation, 64 years in spite of our ethnic diversity, in spite of religious divisions and everything, we're still together. So that's something to be happy about. So it's something worth celebrating. 64 years.
Okay, Mr. Shito.
Yeah, good morning, viewers. Yeah, 64 years, a long journey. Mr. Piper, you know, like you rightly said, seeing our challenges, despite we have a lot of difficulties, we can't shy away from that. But we still, the fact that the politicians of our country are trying to, you know, bring disunity, especially when we're talking about during the time of politics. You know, you will see the rates of disunity among we, especially with the youths. But you know, one thing I always say, and like you said, resilience is one of the things, and that always comes in when the government sides have decided to, you know, to eat back on the society. For instance, the last month, I mean August 1st protest, we could see how the youths, irrespective of religious differences, you know, and tribe differences, we come together. Same thing is happening today, 1st October. So I know gradually we are going there and we're definitely going to get there one day.
Mr. Piper, irrespective of our religious differences and our tribal differences, some kind of examples sprang up in Jos, a place where, you know, religious divide has played a key role for many years now. But that August 1st, we saw youth in Plateau, you know, Christians, Muslims, any other religion coming together and each of them protecting one another. So it means there's a dividing force somewhere when they come to, you know, sharing, you know, formula. Would you say that our resilience has been able to surpass that? And what do we do, you know, to maintain that resilience and that collective unity, even in spite of the dire situation that we have found ourselves?
Well, I will not deceive myself, neither will I want to deceive my fellow Nigerians. So when we talk about resilience, what exactly are we talking about? We're saying that, yes, we're resilient, which means we've been able to stick together as a nation. That's what we've achieved. That means we love
our nation to be together.
No, it's not like we love the nation to be together, but that we have been able to manage to continue to remain together.
But there's some element of love, isn't it? Even if we manage, it's not like when you say a husband and a wife, and they say they've managed to stay for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. It means there's an element of love.
It's not really love that preserves a marriage. I've been married for so long, and I
So
can
what
tell you
preserved the
that,
marriage?
Love is when you talk about what most people call love, it's just the emotions, the feeling, but love is actually a principle. It's a principle that, yes, no matter come what may, we're going to be together, whether we're happy or not, whether we're rich or not, whether things are good or not, we're going to be together. So it's more of a principle. So what has kept Nigeria together has been that a principled idea that we know we are diverse people from different backgrounds. We know things may not go well all the time, but somehow, because we are called by one name, Nigerians, so let's just remain together. So that's, to me, it's what we have achieved so far, that at least we are still one.
And it's commendable.
That's very cool.
Okay, so Mr. Shitu, in the life of a nation, before the program we had, off-camera conversation, and we're saying, if we put side by side, where was America when it was 64 years, or where was Britain when it was 64 years? Unfortunately, we didn't do, the research and come up with the statistic, what they've been able to achieve in 64 years. So we cannot do a comparison right now. But in the life of a nation, is 64 years enough for you to begin to say you have made A, B, C, D in terms of development, you have grown in terms of the economy, or the infrastructure, or even your GDP and all of that? Would you say 64 years is enough to judge a nation? Because when you look at a man or a woman at 64, I'm sure you'll be looking at how much has the person has been able to achieve. Has he been able to upgrade himself? Has he been able to have a house, or children that have gone to school? Those kind of statistics that we attach to personal growth and development. But in terms of a nation, is 64 years enough for you to say this nation is supposed to have moved from point A to B and C?
Well, I mean,
without being emotional.
Of course, sure. This is our country. You don't need to be emotional. Whether you're emotional or not, it is our country. There's this popular adage. I don't know, maybe it's in Yoruba, but I know it's a general African that's full at 40.
Is a fool forever.
Well, let me a little bit, deviate from that. Comparing Nigerian or our country now with Americans. I was saying before we start up this program, like we shouldn't compare Nigeria with such country. Yes, they might have done well or still doing well. Every country today, I believe, have their own challenges. Yes. All we just need to do in Nigeria, like we all say or we've been saying, is that we need to do more. We need to keep striving hard. We need to keep eating harder so that we can get to where we are going. But comparing Nigeria with American or USA, we shouldn't do that there. We should be looking at other African countries. Okay, let's put it side by side.
With a country like Rwanda.
Yes, Rwanda
setting the space.
Also have their own challenges. Some few months ago, I think they have issues in not Rwanda per se, but some other African countries who also have their own challenges. Let me a little bit, go into this. Some few weeks ago, a few weeks ago, the Ministry of Sport of Ghana, it's unbelievable that African countries are preparing for AFCON, Morocco AFCON 2025. But to my surprise, we saw it online where Ghana were being bantered. Ghana citizens were being, talking to their government and their leaders like, Ghana doesn't have a single standard football pitch. They are even looking for alternative to come down to Nigeria. You see, in that aspect, so yes, in terms of sporting aspect, Nigerian is doing well. We have a lot of sector, we have a lot of system that we are doing fine. We can't just generalize everything. Yes, we still have a lot of work to do, but I can tell you that Nigerian, we are doing fine at 64.
Okay, we're doing fine at 64. The mood today is a bit quiet, is a bit dull. and there are pocket of protests in part of the country. And so we will take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be joining our friends who are on field across the country to tell us exactly what the situation is right now. So after the break, stay with us. Welcome back. So we join our friends in Lagos to give us an update on the protest. Yes, so Mr. Chief, go ahead. Please.
Okay, good morning, Dayo.
Good morning.
Yeah, please can you tell us, where are you at the moment and what is going on? Today is 1st October. Nigeria is celebrating 64 years of independence. What is going on? Where are you at the moment? Please, we need an update.
Okay, at the protest ground. The protest started at Ikeja this morning.
Okay.
And the procession started at Ikeja under bridge, and they moved down to Ojota as we speak. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So before they left, around 9 this morning, the former presidential candidate of ANC, that's Omoyele Sowore, joined the protesters this morning.
Okay.
From where they left to Ojota as we speak. And also on getting to Ojota around 11:05 a.m. this morning, an increase in security presence at the Ojota, the Khalifa Park at Ojota, where they are currently, protesting.
Okay.
Has it been peaceful so far?
Hello.
Has the protest been peaceful so far?
Sorry?
Has the protest been peaceful so far?
Yes, it's been peaceful. It's been peaceful.
Okay.
There have been heavy security presence.
Okay.
And it's been well coordinated as well.
Okay, so what are their demands, the protesters?
Sorry?
What are their demands, the protesters? What are they demanding for?
Well, they are demanding an end to, as a matter of fact, they claim it's a continuation of the end governance protest.
And bad governance. Yeah.
And bad
that took place
governance.
in August.
Okay.
End bad governance, rather, sorry. End bad governance protest that took place in August.
Okay.
And, there's no new demand. It's just a continuation of the protest held in August, according to the organizers. Basically, they are demanding an end to economic hardship in the country.
How large is the protest today?
Pardon?
How large is the protest in Lagos there? How large is it?
Well, it's fairly large, but not up to what was witnessed during the last protest.
What are the key figures that led the protest today, aside from Walisho and
Okay,
Showore?
aside Wale Showore, who are those people that you know that they are our big activists that are on ground at the moment? Do you have any? Do we have any other big activists aside Showore on ground?
Well, they are most of it's just the POS, that's the normal activities that are actually part of the process over time. There's no new face.
Okay.
It's just the crowd of people that have been, championing the protest over time, especially those who spearheaded it during the August end bad governance protest. So there's no new face per se.
Okay.
Except today, you will recall that Showore was not part of the Lagos protest. It was actually outside the country.
Okay.
So
lastly,
it's only the new face that was part of the procession today.
Are you telling us at the moment that there is no any casualty, no any
No
attack?
casualty at all.
And there's no attack on the
So far,
security?
it's been peaceful so far.
Oh, great.
It's been peaceful so far, yeah.
Okay.
No casualty, no form of chaos or whatsoever.
Okay. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you, Mr. Dayo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yes, and that's Mr. Dayo from Lagos. We'll be crossing over to Ibadan in a short while. But before we go to Ibadan, gentlemen, we've heard this protest was going to come on board 1st of October. We're going to be celebrating independence with protest. And here we are, pocket of protest. Peaceful, not as large as it used to be, but here we are. Yes, Dr. Piper.
Yeah. When people keep talking about protest, I wonder, what are they protesting about? What are you protesting about? And when you say end bad governance,
Is that not enough reason?
what exactly are you talking about? What do you want to end? When you say, if you say lift this cup, you have given a very clear instruction. Here is a cup, you say lift the cup. And if you say take this cup away from the table, it means take this cup and move it away from the table. So when you say something as ambiguous as end bad governance, then we begin to define what is governance. Then what makes good governance and what makes bad governance. And if there is a bad governance, whose duty is it to end it?
Whose duty is it to end it?
That's a good question.
The citizens.
And that's exactly what they are doing.
So ending bad governance means going to the streets and then stopping the free movement of traffic, and then with
Banners and all that.
banners in the streets, and then all of a sudden the bad governance will end.
So how?
Is that the panacea to end the bad governance? You see, when we keep talking about protest is nothing more than just creating awareness, raising consciousness, or drawing attention to certain problems. These problems cannot be
Dr.
solved
Piper, please.
by the
No. Protest is a constitutional right.
I didn't say
Protest was led in Bangladesh. And there was a change of government, and there was an election, and there was a need that there's a new president. No. I'm just telling you, and that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that if people want to achieve a purpose, they will achieve it through whichever means they want. And protest is one of it. If people come out to the street and they say they want an end to end bad governance, and you are saying that is not enough. That is it.
Is bad governance, and how do
so what is bad governance to you?
Well, you didn't see me on the street protesting.
No, but what is bad governance? No, but what is bad governance to you, or good governance to you?
You know,
no, listen.
Okay.
I am not a supporter. I'm an activist, and of course I believe in protests. But when what you're asking for is so ambiguous, then it means that even you leading the protest, you don't know what you're talking about. I just gave you an example.
Doesn't bad governance encompasses everything?
If I'm protesting that you should take off the glasses you're wearing, I have something I want to achieve at the end, which means I can see the glasses, I can say, hey, pull it off. But when you are saying end bad governance, you are not explaining what you want to end. So when you keep comparing this facade, this charade going on all over the country as a protest, then I believe, yes, it's a protest, but it's not going to have any meaningful results, because it is not organized, and in terms of ideology, it lacks ideology. The moment there is no ideological backup or framework or foundation, you can't lay any structure on it. So when you're talking about if you're going to protest for something that is measurable, that is achievable. So if you're saying end bad governance, it is too ambiguous.
Okay.
So
is it a charade? Is it a charade, or is it a protest?
My own point here, yes, I want to speak as a journalist, which the reason why I'm going to use the word as a journalist, like journalist or a reporter, the responsibility of a media is to educate, inform, the society, and also speaking as a politician. See, I do ask myself this question whenever youths or Nigerians say they want to go on protest. Is it the only mechanism? Is it the only method we can use to call our government? To me, I say no, because I believe there should be a dialogue. If we, as a citizen or as a youth, we are really sincere with ourselves, we need to start that process. You must involve in politics. Yes, I'm a politician. I've won contested before. Now, and I know the process I went through during that process. So you come into the street all the time saying that you want to protest. It will get to a point the government will not take you serious anymore, because they will believe that after 2, 3, 4, 5 days, they will definitely go back to their houses, and which will not make the government to listen to you the way it's supposed to be. So to me, I think we should also redesign or reorganize the way we approach the government for our demands.
Well, sorry to cut you in, but I think we have trivialized this issue of protests. In the past, when people protest...
How do you guys want it to be? Because you said it's a charade. He's saying it is not it is losing steam, or it has lost steam. So which other way would you guys would have wanted?
Trivialized to the point where you do not even know what the protesters are seeking. If people are protesting that they want their salaries to be increased, then we know that, okay, what are you asking for? You ask for your salary. Look at the NLC. NLC made a protest. What do they want? They want an increase in salary. And there was a lot of debate, arguments, back and forth. At the end of the day, they got 70,000 naira monthly salary.
Yeah.
So, but when you are saying that your protest is to end bad governance, are you asking for the overthrow of the government? Are you asking the president to resign? Are you asking the members of the National Assembly and all the elected officials to resign?
The protesters are
so
already
what are you
defined.
asking for?
They have defined what they want.
They have not defined what they want. They say they want to end bad governance.
Yes, under that we want.
So they have not defined what bad governance is.
Good living. Good living.
What is good living? This
insecurity.
What is insecurity?
Of course.
It's also ambiguous.
I'm not saying, to me, I believe the protesters have already defined what they want.
No, they haven't defined what they want, is what I'm saying.
By
That's
telling
what I
the
have a
government
problem
that
with.
give us proper security.
No, they're saying the government should end bad government.
What make government? What make governance?
You're asking the government.
Security make governance. Security make governance.
One,
good living.
Two, good living. What's good living?
Income.
Good living?
You can define it can be defined in different
This
ways.
is what I call ambiguity. You see, the English
Okay,
language is
Mr.
clear about
Peter,
the
what is
definition.
good living? Can you give us what is good living?
Are ambiguous. You know, their demand is ambiguous, and the ambiguity of their demand is making it look outrageous.
How?
Because, for instance, right now as we speak, we're not the only ones protesting. Even in the United States, this is 1st October 2024. Right now in the United States, shippers are on strike. In the United States, these are people working in.
No, but I asked you, which better way would they have done it? No, which other better way would they have done it?
No, you cannot you can't say you want to end bad governance.
Okay.
You pick on specifics. I just gave you an example in the United States today. As we are talking about this, people in the United States are protesting. Not everyone, but shippers, those in that field, are protesting that, hey, this is what we need here.
Dr. Piper, in 1st August,
you bring everybody, students, workers, agberos, everybody jump into the streets, carry placards, and everyone starts screaming, we not go agree, oh, we not go agree. And they say, okay, what's your problem? End bad governance. How will the government respond to that?
Okay. 1st of August, there was a protest. And the message was end hunger.
So how do you end hunger?
You said specifics. So I'm taking you to specifics. So is hunger is hunger.
Let's put this to Mr. Peter.
Okay, you want to end hunger.
Mr. Peter.
Let me give you a loaf of bread now. You're not going to be hungry right now. You are still going to get hungry 6 hours after that.
Okay, Mr.
But
Peter.
I asked you a
Hunger is not
question.
something you can end.
Mr. Peter,
It is
Mr.
natural.
Peter.
If you eat this evening, you're going to be hungry in the morning.
Of course,
You
Mr.
eat
Peter.
in the morning, you're going to be hungry in
Mr.
the
Peter,
afternoon,
Mr.
and then
Peter.
you're going to be hungry
Okay,
in the
fine,
evening.
Mr. Peter.
So how are you going to come out in the street, disturb everybody because you are hungry, that we should end hunger? Is it the government?
But I'm asking you.
It is
The
you to end
question
the
now.
hunger yourself.
Why will I end the hunger myself?
Okay, just give
Put
us.
food in your mouth.
How?
How am I going to put food in my mouth?
How?
With your hands.
When I can't even afford it
When we can't go back to the farm because of
bad governance.
Oh, can you see now the ambiguity I'm talking about? You see the problem with these set of protesters. They are led by passion instead of strategy. They have allowed their emotions.
There's nothing bad about led by passion.
There's nothing wrong
they
about
just need to
passion.
be
But the
strategic
situation where all they want to do is, we just want to show that we are protesters. Yes, we want to show that we are activists. So the only
Gentlemen, at this point, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be going to Ibadan to find out exactly what is happening as far as the protest is concerned. It's a heated argument out there. Mr. Peter is saying, Dr. Piper is saying that it lacks strategy, it lacks a specific message. But when we come back, we'll be asking the protesters in Ibadan what is their own message, if it is different from end hunger or end bad governance. When we come back, stay with us. Welcome back. We seem to be having some technical issues with our people in Ibadan. But as soon as we are able to fix that, we'll be bringing them on live. But let's continue with the discussion. The president made a speech, this morning. He congratulated Nigerians as usual. He talked about our journey from our forefathers, down to where we are today, and he also acknowledged that we've been able to overcome challenges of the day and we remain mindful of the next generation. I don't know the generation he's talking about. This generation has not even ended. He's talking about the next one, and he's saying that he's bequeathing a future that makes sense to our children. He also talked about a 30-day confab that will unite young people nationwide collaboratively to develop solutions to issues such as education, employment, innovation. So I'm sure when he talked about the next generation, he's talking about this youth shaping the next generation. But this youth, I don't know, in the next generation there will also be old people, isn't it? Maybe to their own children. But here we have a confab for youth, a 30-day conference for youth to channel solution, innovation to the present challenges that we have. So let us take that from the confab for youth. Let me go to you, Mr. Shito. A conference for youth for 30 days. Do you think it will achieve?
Well, my own, I have a reservation. I said it earlier. See, in Nigeria, one of the challenges we have is implementation. I can remember the last administration under President Muhammadu Buhari, and that's under the leadership of the immediate past minister, Honorable Sunday Dare, as the Minister of Youth. We had something of nature, although it's like a 1 week confab, where youths all across this nation came together. This Abuja and Mashood Abiola Stadium, we were there for like 1 week, bringing a lot of things, trying to have discussion. But I can tell you categorically that is there any effect to that confab? I will tell you capital no. So I don't know, bringing such of events up in the name of we want to do this. To me, I don't have much confidence in that. To me, I don't have. The president or the government should look to another way of bringing the youth and seeing we give them a proper, employment so that this nation can move forward. Thank you.
Dr. Piper, a youth confab.
There is nothing wrong.
Is it more strategic?
Yes, it's a very good idea.
Okay.
Having a conversation with the youth, it's a very good idea. You see, this idea of some people, as long as this thing is coming from the president, oppose it. Just say no.
Nobody's opposing what is coming from president.
But the people have a right to oppose. The people have a right to oppose.
The same way I'm opposing what you are.
Yes, so people have a right to oppose.
Have a right to oppose.
Yeah.
But the situation where, because the idea is coming from the president, and maybe you don't like the president.
No, Mr. Peter.
Or you never
as a Nigerian, no. As a Nigerian, Mr.
I think we should focus on the issue itself.
No,
it's a youth It's a youth confab. Timely.
It is timely. It is necessary.
Aside
it is a good idea because first you have a situation where you mentioned in August there were protests all over the place. With young people saying end bad governance, and now the president of your own country is now telling you, the youths who say end the bad governance, that okay, for 30 days I need you, the youths, to come sit down and tell me what good governance is all about and come up with a blueprint of how we can end this bad governance. And now you're also saying, oh, it's not a good idea for the youths to come together.
We never said it wasn't a good idea. What I said is that the problem we have in the country.
Can I come in here? Can I come in here? No. I asked for his opinion and I asked for your opinion. That's his opinion. You can't condemn his opinion.
Of course,
that's his opinion. He has the right to say it will not work.
I'm saying
he has the right to say that.
You lack implementation.
That's what he's saying.
So, which means that
we lack implementation.
Even before thinking about the idea of the Mr. President, you have already said
you have more hate than I do. Nigerian issue when it comes to implementation. Jonathan did confirm it was not, but tell me, Jonathan did confirm 2013, 2014. You're aware, right? Tell me exactly one thing that Jonathan, the results or whatever they discussed that was implemented today. Maybe I don't know. I'm sorry to be corrected. I want to know. Can you just mention?
Dr. Peter.
It has become traditional for people to blame past governments.
No, I'm just trying to cite an example.
Jonathan did a conference.
I am saying
came out of it. I think that's called faulty faulty generalization.
Dr. Biber.
To conclude that nothing at all.
Dr. Biber,
came out of the
if you are for APC today, it is fine. It is fine. That's your opinion.
But you know I'm not a politician.
No. You are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Everybody is a politician. Everybody. You are a political animal. You are a political animal, and you are.
I do not.
No. But please.
I'm not a card-carrying member of any.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You may have sympathy for candidates.
So you have sympathy today. That's fine.
Or maybe let's use the word sympathy.
You have sympathy for the government today. No. Hold it. Hold it.
You are a politician.
Hold it.
You are contested.
Yes, and he has a right to oppose.
No, we are not saying that.
No, he has that's what you are saying. You are saying that he doesn't have a right to oppose. Let's no, that's what we are doing.
Let's address this issue of confab and votes of which way what is the way forward.
Hold it before we come to that. If you say the youth confab is in order, it is meant to achieve the result.
That's a good idea.
Yes, that is you, but don't condemn his own opinion. He's saying it's not going to work.
Yes,
and that is his opinion. Fine, that's his opinion.
Just the same way people said that it was not possible for human beings to fly in the air until the Wright brothers invented.
So we wait until we see the success of that.
That's before you begin.
Yes.
Okay.
Fine.
The English word for it is called pessimism.
Okay.
Of course.
Now, pessimism is not a virtue. It's a vice. Because what makes our progress is optimism. If you look at everything you've ever achieved in your life, you were optimistic about it, you were intentional about it, and you went forward and you succeeded. But if we grow,
you can be optimistic, you can be pessimistic, and you will not get any result. You will not get any result.
Amongst our youth, the moment we begin to tell them that the only thing you can do is to oppose the government, to abuse.
Is that what we told them now? Is that what we're telling them now?
We've never said.
Is that what we are telling them now?
Technically, we're not. Let me bring it back to the point.
Okay.
The president of your country,
yes,
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, just announced today an idea of having for 30 days youths having a conference. And what is your response? You say it's not going to
That
work.
is his opinion.
And what is my
You don't have to counter his opinion. You don't have a right to do that. You can't condemn his opinion. You can't. No. You said it is going to work. Don't criticize his opinion. Don't.
My question.
No, you can't do that.
My question to you.
Please, can we move to something else? Let's move to it's his opinion.
It's supposed to be like a rubber stamp.
It's not a rubber stamp.
It's a nice one. But I have two questions. I have questions.
No, that's what I'm saying. It is his opinion. Nobody criticizes your opinion. Nobody criticizes that.
You are free to criticize.
No, but that's not make it an issue. Don't make it an issue. That's his opinion.
I know.
So he has a right.
Move forward.
He has a right. Yes, he has a right to it. Just like I have a right. Just like you also have a right to it.
The same way the president
has a right to his own opinion too.
And the president's own is not an opinion. It's a directive because it's an executive president. So you can keep your opinion.
I have questions.
Whether it is a directive or not, it is the same Nigerians who will make it work or not. The same Nigerians. The fact that he made it a directive, the success of that confab will depend on Nigerian youth.
Well, let me ask, what is wrong with having
There's nothing wrong with that. We are only saying that in the past, implementation has been poor. That's what we are saying. So if they are listening to us, they should improve it.
Yeah, why don't we learn from the past and make sure?
And that's exactly what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
I never said it's wrong. All we are saying is that if it's going to come on, let's have implementation. We shouldn't just operate this and we should just dump it aside.
Again, we come to ambiguity.
Gentlemen, can we just move to the issue? Yes, let's move to the issue of security. Insecurity, yes. That's the big elephant in the room. The one that affects everybody, whether old, young, new, and all that. And he said that he's very happy to report that there's been some kind of, to announce to you, my compatriots, that our administration is winning the war on terror and banditry. Our target is to eliminate all the threats of Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping for ransom, and the scourge of all forms of violence, extremism. Within 1 year, our government has eliminated Boko Haram and bandit commanders faster than ever. And as of the last count, over 300 Boko Haram and bandit commanders have been eliminated by our gallant troops in the northeast, northwest, and some part of the country. Do you agree?
That's commendable. He's the
Do
president.
you agree?
No, this is not a matter of...
No, just go straight. Do you agree?
Agreed. I agree with most
He's saying commendable.
Yes, I agree with it.
So that's the word I want you to use.
I absolutely agree with it.
Okay.
And I can give you reasons why I agree with it.
Okay.
You know, I live in Abuja. So when you talk about security, don't think that something happening in one region. Don't take just because something is happening in one region, you generalize it, to the entire region of the country. There is, to a very considerable extent, security. In my estate where I live, in the past 1 year, there has been security. We've not been attacked by bandits. We go out, we come back, and there was a time when Abuja was not as safe as it is now. So when the president is saying that, well, we've achieved this, we've achieved that, fine, he has some points. So not to say that in some areas of this country there is no insecurity. So that's why I keep
okay. Yeah. So have you ever been attacked in your estate before now? Have you ever been attacked by bandit?
Yes.
What year is that?
I remember that was about 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
I think it was that was during the NSAS protest.
2020.
Yes, it was a massive protest, and it was hijacked by some.
But not bandits.
What bandits?
I don't know what you call bandits.
The bandit
Because
I'm referring
I don't know
to.
of any armed robber that has an ID card that tells him you are a bandit.
So an armed robber is a bandit now.
You are this. What is the dictionary definition of banditry?
We are listening to you. Tell us.
No, I'm not a dictionary.
So then why are you going to that? No. You said I've asked you.
What I said is just.
I asked you.
Just by when you talk, when you mentioned.
You said
banditry,
protest. You were attacked by protesters
Hijacked by
who were hijacked by hoodlums. So hoodlum is different from a bandit.
right?
Or from a Boko Haram. Except if you are telling me the hoodlums are now bandits or Boko Haram, then I agree.
You see, the problem we have in this country is these configurations that we give to this thing.
Okay.
Call a spade a spade. A criminal is a criminal. But now you are differentiating the criminals from some being... You know, the word banditry came because you guys simply don't want to call them terrorists. You don't want to call them militants. When it was the turn of the Niger Deltans, everyone opened their mouth and called the
so when we call them when we call them Boko Haram insurgents, what are we referring
What
to?
is meaning of insurgent?
Is it not the same thing as militant?
No, it's not the same thing.
So what is it? What is it?
So why are you not calling them militants? Why
Are we not calling them insurgent?
What is insurgents in the dictionary?
Well, what is militant in the dictionary? What is militant in the dictionary?
Comes from military. You are talking about an armed group that is militant. So sometimes all these words we use, we you know, you see one thing about the press, the attempt of deceiving the deceived to believe that the deceit is not really a deception.
Okay.
You know, and what do I mean by that? By simply not calling the name that it is. I was telling you that in 2020, people were doing SARS, which was supposed to be. That's why I told you that's a process.
Yeah, so let me just, because of time, let me move to.
You're not letting me drop.
No. You told me NSAS, so it's already noted. It's alright. You made your point earlier on.
But
you don't need to re-emphasize. So let me come back to him so that we can take up the issues.
Of course, still on the issue of insecurity. You understand? Like I say, insecurity. When talking about security or security, you know, based on like you asked him the other time, have you ever been attacked? So now I say yes, right? You know, before you could say, okay, maybe there's security somewhere or insecurity. It's only when it happens to you before. So I think somebody, you are living in the same Nigeria, the same Abuja, it will tell you that Nigeria is safe. And some other person is going to tell you that no, it's not safe. It's because of our experience and the way he sees it. But today, we all know we can't shy away from the truth, because less than 24 hours now, an attack happened in Zamfara State. I think, to be precise,
the minister's
local government, and which claims lives, and they even took away 40 people in Nigeria, and a state where the minister of defense is coming from. Are you telling us that there's security in Nigeria? There's no insecurity challenges?
This is the problem I keep talking about, ambiguity. You just told me something happened in Zamfara.
I've never been attacked before in my life. Let me say it. Hold on. Mr. Peter, hold on. I've never been attacked. Mr. Peter, I've never been attacked. How can you generalize that because there was... Let me land. Mr. Peter, in Zamfara. Let me tell you something. Hold on. We are not generalizing the issue. I've never been attacked in my life. I stay in Kaduna and I stay in Abuja. And in Kaduna, I've never been attacked, whether by bandits or by one-on-one person or whatever name you want to target.
Robbers or anybody.
I've never. But I won't say because of that. I should not say that there is not. We don't have issue of insecurity. It's not possible.
Mr. Shitu, hold it. No, just hold it. No, gentlemen, just hold it. Mr. Peter said, Dr. P. Piper said that it's commendable.
Okay.
He agreed with the president. The stride they've been able to achieve so far as insecurity is concerned. You are saying no. They've not been able to do enough. Insecurity is still there. It's nothing to be, happy about. So, gentlemen, your opinion, commendable. Your opinion, there's work needs to be done. You are not impressed with the figures that the president is giving. And I'm sure somebody from Zamfara or Sokoto or Maiduguri or any other place, even in the Niger Delta, even in some part of the, southwest, where some people have been kidnapped, Kaduna, anywhere, I'm sure some people will listen to you will say,
Mr. Peter.
Go
to but
gentlemen,
Kaduna State.
Yes.
Okay, you have mentioned 2 states so far out of the...
It's because of the time. I can mention many states for you and many local governments.
Gentlemen, can we move to the economy? So that we take these issues one after the other.
Okay.
I think we will go on a security, security trip.
Okay.
And find out from those hot... Yes, we have to go.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Peter you will be attached to Mr. Peter to handle the south.
I
will handle the north, and then when we compare who is attached, and then we come to the studio and say, gentlemen, this is what we present, to you. It's not a good thing that attack happen anywhere in this country.
It's not.
People have a right to live peacefully where they are. Absolutely. It just doesn't make sense when people are dislodged from their communities and they are refugees in a school within their own community.
Absolutely right.
It's not fair. It is not fair, Dr. Peter. The fact that me and you,
we should not generalize it.
No, hold it.
We should put it in proper perspective.
We have a right. What happens to one happens to all.
No.
Yes. No, that's true. Whatever happens to one. But let's move to.
If you slap this man now, you didn't slap me. It is.
Then we have no humanity.
Where's the humanity?
Then we have no humanity.
If you're talking about
humanity, yes.
Then right now you should be feeling the pain of what's going on in Lebanon.
Of course, we're feeling it. It's our bad days.
Have you led a protest on the street against the people, the slaughter in Gaza, Lebanon, or Ukraine? No, because you are selfishly thinking only about yourself.
But you and I.
So when you begin to say it's injury to all,
but you and I,
deception.
But you and I led the protest for Gaza. Yes. So that was a deception.
No, that was personal. You get it? We. No,
that's what I'm saying.
I remember, yes.
That is we.
And
but that is humanity, isn't it?
Of course it is.
How many people came for that
hold it. Whether it is one person or half person, you conceived the idea.
Yes.
And you discussed it in this room.
And I can tell you that 98% of the people I told about coming
It doesn't matter.
in Abuja to protest against the atrocities in Gaza told me it was none of my business.
Fine. But you came out. Irrespective of that,
told me
you
it
came
was
out.
none of my business.
But you came out.
Why am I protesting for the children in Gaza?
Yes.
And I told them that if you are not concerned about the infanticides and genocide in other parts of the country, then you also have no right to complain about injustice in your own country.
But Mr. Peter, let's get
this is where I think some of us
let's
are
get
not enlightened
let's get
when
one
it
point
comes to
straight.
activism. Go on.
But you came out, irrespective of the no's that you got.
Of course, because I'm a civil society
So
activist.
it means there's humanity. Isn't it?
Are we saying humans don't exist? There are
No,
humans
I think
right
you
now.
should-
Are you listening? Are you listening to me?
I know when you say humanity.
Yes, that you came out, irrespective of the no's.
Yes.
And one or two people joined you.
Yes.
Something happened. Isn't it?
Yes, it means we only
Alright.
express our views.
Fine.
We don't need to
Which
stress.
is
You know,
the-
Mr.
we don't
Peter,
need to stress.
what I observe about Mr. Peter at this moment is like he has this soft landing or sympathy for this party or this.
No.
So let's leave it. So let's go to the economy. Let's go to the economy.
That's absolute. To say that I have a sympathy or anything.
Mr.
that's
Peter, let's go to the economy. Yes, let's go to the economy. Let's go to the
I'm a
economy.
civil society activist. I'm a crusader. I fight against injustice.
Not
So
now.
To say that.
Okay,
not now.
Economy.
But
So let's go.
I think that what's going on right now is chaos. It's anarchy. That's not the
Where
way
is
to
anarchy going on?
protest.
Okay, so let's go
It's
to
not
the economy.
organized.
Okay.
Okay, not organized, yes.
Yes.
So let's go to the economy. The president said the economy is undergoing the necessary reforms
Okay.
and retooling to serve us better and more sustainable. He said if we do not correct the fiscal mismanagement that led to the current economic downturn, our country will face an uncertain future of unimaginable consequences.
Okay.
Then he said, thanks to the reforms, our country attracted foreign direct investment worth more than $30 billion in the last 1 year.
Yeah.
So I'll go straight to Mr. Shitu. $30 billion in 1 year. I'm not seeing a breakdown of where this investment is, and so I won't be able to, but let me take you to where he said the more disciplined approach adopted by the CBN to monetary policy management has ensured stability and predictability in our foreign exchange market. We inherited a reserve of over $33 billion 16 months ago, and since then we have paid back inherited forex backlog of $7 billion. We have cleared the way and means debt over 30 trillion. We have reduced the debt service ratio from 97 to 68%. Despite all this, we have managed to keep our foreign reserve at 37 billion. We continue to meet our obligations and pay our bills. Gentlemen, this is what the president, the roll call, the achievement in the economy in the past 1 year. So the president is using his independence speech to reiterate what he has been able to achieve in the last 1 year. So the economy, are you impressed?
Well, on these notes, I'm going to a little bit soft.
Okay.
I've never been hard even before now, but the reason why I want to use that word is because I personally have one or two reservation on our economy, because you see, the people make the economy.
Okay.
And in a situation in a nation whereby that's woman out there selling popcorn or selling whatever he's selling, Kose, if she or he is complaining about those things that he or she is using, there's a problem. It is me and you in the studio and the elites in this nation that will understand better about breakdown of these and that you mentioned in the press. Tell me this morning, how many of these people they're talking about even watch a speech?
Because no light.
No, not us to even go to the power sector.
Okay, they are not just interested. They are not.
Maybe let's say so. But you see, they just want to hear that, look, how much is that Gary in the markets? How much are we buying it yesteryear or before Tinubu came? I may understand that, okay, fine, we have to go through this, like you said, a disciplined approach, he said, right? Yes, I understand. I personally have, okay, let me give this man some time. But in all, Mr. President needs to do better and more on the economy. That woman on the streets.
Okay, so in essence, economy is you and I.
Yes.
People on the street, they are the everyday Nigerian.
See, they don't, all these big grammars that we're, blowing, and the big grammar Mr. Peter is just giving us here.
It doesn't resonate with them.
I'm telling you, how much is Gary, how much is rice?
Okay.
As I'm talking to you now at the moment,
Yes.
Do you know how much they are selling bag of rice?
How much?
Nigerian rice is a good one. It rates for, let me say, from 80,000 to 90,000.
You're not even current. It's over 100,000.
It's over 100,000 now.
I just bought a bag of rice.
I'm talking about Nigerian
I
rice.
just bought a bag of rice.
No, these are Buddha.
rice. Rice is rice.
I'm a businessman. This
rice is
the price that are giving rice in
We live
Abuja.
in this planet. Any rice you plant,
Okay, it's fine.
and it
But what I'm saying, Mr. President should think and should also consider those women out there. Yes, I will have to take some, measure, and also to plan myself well. Okay, fine. This is what the economy is saying. But that woman out there, that man driving that Korope bus, have to buy that fuel, and how many passenger before he pays for the roads are not good. So you just have to look into this.
Okay.
And you're talking about economy. These are the people that are making our GDP to grow. These are the people that are contributing to our money. Daily tax and the rest like that. So Mr. President needs to do more on that. My submission.
Okay. Dr. Piper, we have an economy today that is likely driven by IMF and World Bank policies.
Yeah.
Whether we shy away from it or not. And here we are, as far as the economy is concerned. The level of hardship, whether we agree or not, it is very pronounced. It is there. Do you agree when the president began to reel out these figures to say 30 billion worth of investment, even though it is not broken down for us to see which sectors are this investment? But he's saying fiscal, they've been able to address fiscal mismanagement, they've been able to reduce debt, to revenue ratio from 98 to 68%. Is it also commendable? Do you agree with the state of the economy as it is today?
Well, let me first exhaust my laughter. It doesn't matter whether I agree with the economy or not. It is what it is. IMF, International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank will of course control your country's economy. You do not live in isolation. You live in a global community. So your country keeps borrowing money from the World Bank and you borrow to pay back. So if your president is now telling you that, well,
our president,
yeah, our
my president.
Yes, our president. You can't take that away. If you ask a question, who is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? We know that answer. Right. So the president of our country, your country, is now telling you that this is the situation I saw on the ground. This is what I've been able to do within 1 year. And even within this 1 year, wow, I've been able to get in $30 billion, which we're still trying to sort out what to do with it. You ought to be excited about it. You ought to say, wow, that's a good idea, Mr. President. So, okay, let's sit down now. How do we work it out? This man is talking about the person selling corn outside in the street. Is the president going to leave Aso Rock and then ride on an Okada to go and meet the woman selling corn and said, Madam, how do I do this? We need to understand this.
But during campaign, you will go to the woman on the
Aside that,
Except we want to be delusional. When it comes to the economy, or in most countries, it is run by the private sector. The forces of demand.
So the woman selling corn is not the private sector?
Her economy is being run and by the forces of supply and demand.
So it's not a private sector?
Did I say it's not a private sector?
That's what I'm asking you, yes.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm telling you.
corn that we're
So
talking
when
about,
it is a private sector, so why are you blaming that on the government?
You see, we have to.
Who is supposed to create the environment?
Of course,
Who is supposed to create the environment?
What environment?
The enabling environment, yes. Who is supposed to make the policy?
You see, Mr.
And
Peter,
these terms
Mr.
have
Peter.
become so regular.
Mr. Peter.
Enabling environment.
Of course, we have to use that.
How do you specify? You see, there's too much ambiguity in the demand
Again?
they are making. Yes, I will keep saying this. Look at corn, for instance.
Okay.
I wanted to buy corn. I met a woman by the side of the road selling
Okay.
corn. She's supposed to be the one angry with bad governance, but she tells me that just one corn is 300 naira.
Okay.
And hold on. And then with that pear, the one they call ube.
Yes.
I said, how much is the ube?
Yeah.
She said, just one is 100 naira.
Fine.
So which means with the corn and the one,
400
I asked
naira.
this woman, now, what was your source? How did you get this corn and the ube to become this price? She started complaining of transport to bring it from this place
Why
to
would she
this
complain?
place. And this, now to me, I think it's a problem of lack of creativity.
How do you want
Not
her to
only
do
lack
it?
of creativity, is also a problem of the greed of the so-called common man. Right.
So you want her to walk from the market where she brought the corn to her
right
destination?
in my backyard.
Okay.
I know of someone who planted corn all over the backyard. It's not his land. He has no authority to even plant anything there. But after harvesting that same corn he planted at the backyard, he only puts it, cooks it, takes it to the street, and is charging 300 naira. He didn't do any other thing apart from putting the seed in the ground. And when we talk about insecurity,
He didn't put fertilizer?
no, there was no fertilizer. It was right within an estate.
Let me even.
And the
let
person,
me-
and you are just like a security man working in that estate, and you and the estate, the people who have not developed their own plot of land, allow you to plant corn there. You're selling it for 300. Then you go along the road. They plant their corns, vegetables, all in the spaces along the road in Abuja.
you are telling
and
me-
they still sell for 300.
Hold it.
Naira.
And you are-
And then you are blaming the president.
No, and you are
for
telling
making
me,
it. Come
no,
on, let's get
no, hold it. What you are telling me in essence, that the economic situation today is okay.
No, I didn't say it's
It
okay.
is fine.
I said it's everybody's
And we
fault
are exploiting it.
that we are all contributing to it. It
see-
is not just the government. The
Mr.
citizens
Peter.
themselves are actively complicit in the problems.
I agree with that. I agree with you on that. We all have roles
Because
to
we
play.
don't import that corn and that ube is not imported.
We all have our roles to play.
Yes.
And let me say the example you just gave, like
Yeah.
a man maybe doing security and have opportunity to plant corn.
Within the same estate.
Fine, I agree. It
we land.
happens. It happens.
Yes.
But do we know whether that woman that we're talking about
Yeah.
Has a place to plant corn.
has the opportunity? That is
If,
no.
if you are
See,
going to trade in corn business,
See.
you will know when the raining. When
Mr.
the
Peter,
season-
for want of time,
Then we can't blame everything. on the
Gentlemen,
government.
okay,
Let's
yes.
take some blames
So
ourselves.
as far as the economy is concerned,
We are all to blame.
it's a collective blame.
Collecting all of us.
The government on one side policy,
Yes.
and then the greed of Nigerians.
Greed of Nigeria.
And so you must have a balance.
Yes.
Make up the right policy and lessen your greed,
That's
Okay.
it.
so that you don't say because a fuel is 1,000
Right.
naira,
Want to increase
so
the
you must
products.
pay for it.
Yes.
But that is because we don't have price control.
Of course, we don't.
Over the years,
Yeah.
and maybe your time you had price control.
Yes.
Some of us never witnessed price control.
Yeah.
So if we don't have price control, why will people not exploit every
other.
opportunity? Because we're all
Now
humans.
that brings me back to the ambiguity I'm talking about. If I was a young person and I want to protest, I will not say end bad governance.
Okay.
I will protest for one thing.
What's
I will
that?
tell you now, let us have
A
a price
price control
regime.
mechanism, yeah.
A mechanism. Let's make sure that we make it a law that corn, because corn, anybody who sells corn for more than 100 naira should be arrested. Or if I go to a place and I said, how much is corn? You say 200 or 300.
Gentlemen.
Collect all the corn and give you 100
Before you
naira
say,
and
before
then
you
go to hell.
before you have that right,
Yes.
you have done something.
Now you are going back to blame the government.
No, it's not. I'm not blaming the government because you cannot tell that woman selling that same corn when she's going to transport her corn from Zaria.
She is not bringing it from Zaria.
That's what I'm saying.
Not from the
you have to make sure that she gets that corn where she's staying.
She's planting it on my land.
If she doesn't have the land,
because I could have decided, okay, in the next season.
Why doesn't have the land?
Season, I will say, okay, don't plant corn here. I want to plant flowers.
Okay.
Beautify the place.
Okay, gentlemen. Gentlemen.
And then she will not have corn.
Of course.
Mr. Peter is very passionate about corn. So we hope that he's going to be. That's what
they promised us, Agbado. This is the season.
Yeah,
you know, the president told us when he was campaigning. You know, he said, what will Nigerians eat? They will eat Agbado. And now the citizens won't even let us eat Agbado. Imagine that. Why should I buy Agbado for 300 naira?
Yes, and the government.
It's not the government's fault.
And the government must correct.
Yes.
Because they use Agbado to campaign.
You for above 100 naira should be arrested by
even though she got
you should be arrested by EFCC. Selling corn above 100 naira.
It's okay.
Even these people selling coconuts, they take just one small coconut, they break it into pieces. You know how much they sell one like this? 100 naira or 50 naira. They should be arrested by EFCC.
You can't blame them.
Why can't I blame them?
You don't know their cost of transportation.
There is no cost of transportation.
It's okay.
Gentlemen, yes. Let us not be too emotional about this.
Of course.
The fact remains the same. You know, you need an enabler wherever you are. If I ask you how much you paid for transport today, just to come here, is more than 5,000 naira. If I'm a little bit correct,
absolutely,
ordinarily shouldn't take you more than 2,000 or 1,500.
Yes,
but you have to cover that.
Absolutely,
in your own country with your own fuel, which is outrageous. The same thing other people are going through. So if this government wants to make things better for people, it should begin to look at these areas to say, look, fuel is not going to come down. Let's not deceive ourselves. But we have CNG that we're going to make available for everybody. And then so that if I'm opportune to convert my vehicle to CNG,
then you have a cheaper
and then
energy.
I have a cheaper energy. Like you talked about energy. You said people can explore every areas.
Various means.
Means of barrier. So it is a responsibility of the government to come up with alternatives that I can go and convert my car to CNG free of charge. I'm not paying.
Doing that already.
I'm not. No, it's for a certain percentage of people, not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
They said the transport workers and all of that. So we hope to see that all transportation will be on CNG. And then if people now can buy, they can move for 200 naira or 300 naira or 500 naira, then we begin to see a drop. But that is not to say that the Nigerian grid should also change, so that tomorrow if you enter transport for 200, you don't come and start saying, no, you entered it for 1,000 naira.
Even if you give a lift to the market woman,
she will still add.
She will still add the.
All right, so let's go to Agric, where the president is saying that he commends the governors of Kebbi, Niger, Jigawa, Kwara, Nasarawa, and of course the Southwest governors for keying into the agriculture, roadmap that he had. He said last week the federal government, the Federal Executive Council approved establishing a local assembly, plant for 2,000 John Deere tractors, combine harvesters, riders, bottom plows, and other farm equipment. The plant has a completion term of 6 months. This is what the president is saying as far as agriculture is concerned. Yes, Mr. Shito, you are a farmer on the field. Now, unfortunately for us this year, flood has caused havoc. So unfortunately for us, we're going to have food scarcity, food insecurity, whether we, admit it or not. And here we are. Is this the way to go as far as agriculture is concerned? I was expecting the president to say, Nigerians, flood has dealt us a blow. The rainy season has all
washed away
all the crops that we had across the country. We are moving to the dry season. So we are going to focus all our energy on dry season farming, which comes up November, December, January, and by February people have food, especially food that takes 3 to 4 months. So all our energy will be shifted to dry season farming. I'm not seeing it here.
Thank you very much. There is this. Let me start by using this popular Yoruba adage. How they put it, Mr. Peter?
If Mr. Peter is not Yoruba man, now so why are you asking him?
I understand a bit of Yoruba.
Oh, okay. So he will help you now.
Let me put it like this: is that if as human, if the rate of lack of food has reduced in a man's life, the rates in which other things you concern will be minimal.
A hungry man is an angry man.
Angry man. Let's use that. So the reason why I said the government, not this. In fact, the previous administration even tried. I have farmers as a friend. Yes, you said I'm a farmer. But yes, because I'm into rice. I get my rice from.
And you still buy rice for 90,000-80,000.
That is what I'm saying.
What is your own rice?
Don't let us to go there now.
No. Where's your own rice? No, you can't be planting rice and be buying rice.
No, I'm not the one planting, but it's a joint business.
Okay.
There are things that I bring together so we work it together. Okay. I have this, you have this, so let's put it together. So I can say I'm a farmer. You understand? You see, worries, or let me say, a previous government tried a lot in terms of agriculture. Yes. And Buhari made us today to be eating made in Nigerian rice. Me and you, we all know that before Buhari's, yes, we might be saying that we're buying foreign rice then at 7,000 or 14,000 per bag. Is it our own product? It's capital, no. Why can't we eat what we are, producing? Nigeria we are very big in Africa. Even in the world, we are very big. When you go to Kebbi, you have a rice like a Chinese rice. We call it Jamila. Very long. When you go to Benue State, we have rice. When you go to Niger State, we have rice. See, there was a time I gave a proposal to someone in Southwest. I'm from Southwest. I said, look, in the entire Southwest, we don't have rice and meal. That is like. So I sold this idea to somebody that I know is capable. I say, because, for example, let me take Oyo State as a case study that I come from. Oyo State has a land, a very massive land. What is the government doing? Wow.
Why are we not in Bata? Why didn't you own the gen? It's a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We have few minutes to go, and then we'll discuss the way forward. Enough of the president's speech, gentlemen. As we move forward, 64 years down the line, as we move forward, what kind of economic policy do we want to have on ground? Mr. Peter.
Well, economic policies that we want to see. We want to see a more proactive government. We would like an inclusive government that is open to...
Okay, what's happening now? He didn't on the gen, Nico, what? So what was he doing? So it means we were never on inverter.
Moving this meeting on.
Has he put the gen on now? This one
Why is he not putting the gen on? Why?
We're just about to round up.
Welcome back, gentlemen. As we round up, what kind of economic policy do we want to have going forward after 64 years?
We want an inclusive policy. A policy that includes technocrats, intellectuals, and innovative thinkers. We live in the 21st century. At this time, we are no longer in the 80s. We are no longer in the 70s. We are dealing with two different generational mindsets. We're dealing with the Gen Zs on one side, and then we have the emerging generation, which is called the Alpha generation. These guys are not going to listen to the kind of things we are doing. So when we're talking about economy, what used to be the economy in the industrial age, it will not suffice now. The industrial age
is gone.
Is gone.
Sure.
We now live in the knowledge age.
Yeah.
This is not the age where you expect, because I have a HNC, or what do you call some of these ordinary, what do you call this diploma?
OND.
Okay.
or HND,
Yes.
and BSc. So that gives you a sense of entitlement. Because I went to school.
So throw your BSc and
forget about your qualification.
qualification.
It doesn't matter. This is not the industrial age. This is the knowledge age.
Okay.
It's the knowledge age-based economy. It is what you know, what you can do, what you can innovate. What is your skills? That is what's going to drive the next economy. So the next economy is not going to be driven by NLC, Nigeria Congress, who will come
but AI
and disturb everybody about their nonsense, useless protests, pretending, calling themselves comrade this, comrade that, and after all negotiations and after disrupting the entire federal system, they will now settle for some peanuts. At the end of the day, people who were asking for 300 and
it seems you don't trust the process. It seems you don't trust the process.
What did they give them? 70,000 naira. They have ended the protest. Wait for the next 2 years. These same people are going to come up and say 70,000 naira is no longer enough.
Okay.
As if they are
okay. Yes. Before you go, now I'm giving you another question.
Okay.
To round it up.
Okay.
The people, the knowledge-based economy will be driven by youth.
Yeah.
By youth, of course, not old people.
Of course.
Maybe few old people like me, Dr. Piper.
I am a youth. How can you look at someone like
all right, yes. You're under 30 years.
Not by that voice.
You're under 30 years.
That voice.
What you're seeing here, this is the
It's painted.
simplification of my behavior.
It's painted. It's painted.
No, don't just think I'm a youth.
All right. Okay. So it's going to be driven like people like Dr.
People
Peter.
like us, we are youths.
Okay.
Okay.
And today, 70%.
Oh my goodness.
This guy is stupid.
We have to round up this thing.
This guy is just stupid. He's just very stupid, honestly.
It's technology now. It can't be doing
Leave this thing on generator. Leave it on generator.
Maybe the gen is tripping off or something. It could be a technical problem there.
On this generator, you will go, you will say there is light. Please call Bala. mu gama. Ba wutan nepa. Welcome back. Yes, my last question to Mr. Shitu. 70%, like Dr. Piper said, that the AI, the knowledge economy, is the one that is driving the next generation. So no NLC protest, no any kind of protest. 70% of the youth today are very lazy, whether we like it or not. Lazy, nonchalant to work, and they are always looking for fast money. How do we get the skills? How do we galvanize the youth to be skillful and to tap into the knowledge-based economy?
See,
in 1 minute.
In 1 minute, you see, whether we like it or not, like you said, I'm a youth. I represent that,
Constituency,
constituency, of course, and I wouldn't agree to the fact that we are lazy. We are not lazy, and I will just let everything bounce back to the government because they led us into what we are today. But yes, we still have some bad eggs among the youths. But we wouldn't just generalize it. Let me use the word, the language of Mr.
You are beginning to agree with him.
No, let me just borrow that word. I shouldn't generalize it because days. All I just need to say to cap everything all is whatever the president, the government wants to do, yes, in as much we are going to be telling a friend, we tell another friends that let's be patient.
Okay.
This is our government, this is our time. Because yes, it's a very rigorous process. And we know that definitely we are going to get there. Not the day that the baby wants to start. It will definitely start by crawling, and the baby, you will see, definitely is going to go through that. So at the end of the time of our perseverance, our patience, we must see our results.
Okay.
We must see our results. And we, the youth, again, don't just wait. I always say this: go in there and go and participate in politics.
Nobody gives you power.
Nobody. You have to take it by cruise or by anyhow.
Okay.
Go there. When I contested, I knew what I went through. Not that I have anybody.
Okay.
I went there and thank God to God. I have the experience today. To God be the glory.
Okay.
Mr. President, we are still much patient with your economic policies, whatever you want to say. But please, at the end of your 4 years or whatever you want to spend, it's only God that can decide that, and the people of this great nation.
All right.
We must see that, yes, it's something that we deserve it.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, I think it's been 1 hour, 30 minutes of hot debate and fantastic discussions and unbiased disagreement. It's all for the country. Today we are 64. We look forward to 65, and we hope that next year when we come to this roundtable to discuss Nigeria 65, most of the issues that we discussed here will be addressed. From me, Medina Azaki, and the whole team here, it's bye for now, and happy Independence, Nigeria, once again. Thank you.
Very much. Happy Independence.